What's up, guys? It's Miss Strasser here. Today we're going to be looking at some fractions using division. So we've just kind of started this fraction, decimal, place value understanding. I feel bad that I'm gone right at the beginning of a unit because I feel like it doesn't make it as helpful, but we're going to do our best with what we can. So I just want to make sure that you have a notebook and a pencil out. You're ready to go for this mini lesson today. We're going to be looking at showing a fraction and how a fraction represents a division problem. So something I want to make sure we understand is that a fraction is something that's less than one whole. So we don't have a whole or one of something. We have less than that. So when I look at this word problem here, Ben has a brownie and he's going to share it with his brother. I think most of you would be able to know if somebody has one whole and they're going to share it between two people, you're going to probably understand that each person's going to get a half. If they both want an equal amount, 1/2 and 1/2 is going to equal one whole. But the point of today's lesson is to show that 1/2 is not just half because it is. It's half because it's one whole divided by or split into two sections. This fraction bar here, something that you're going to want to remember for the rest of this unit, is that a fraction bar or that fraction line means division. So when I have a whole and I give it to two people, well, yes, everybody gets a half of it, but the half comes from 1 divided by 2. So for this one, I'd like you to just jot down what you think this one would be. If there's one whole brownie shared between 3 people, I'd like you to write the division problem and the fraction that you think this represents. And again, you can pause it here or go back or whatever. But you should have written down that I have one brownie between 3 people would be 1 divided by 3 or 1/3. Hopefully you put that somewhere in your notebook. Again, each person would get 1/3 of the brownie. That 1/3 comes from one whole divided by 3 people. Again, go ahead and try this one on your own. One brownie between 4 people. Make sure you have the division problem and the fraction written down to represent this. Good, you should have written down 1 divided by 4, which equals 1/4. Again, this one whole, the 1 is from the thing that you're splitting up, that you're sharing. The 4 is how many sections it's being divided into. The interesting part about 5th grade fractions is that you can have fractions that don't have a 1 in the numerator. So remember, the numerator is the number on the top, denominator is the number on the bottom, but fractions don't just have to have a 1 on the top. You can have other things. For instance, if he has more than one brownie to share. So let's say, for instance, that instead of Ben having 1 brownie to share with 2 people, maybe he has 3 brownies to share with 2 people or 3 brownies to share with 4 people. Fractions still apply even if the number on the top isn't 1. So let's take a look at this. Let's say I want to share 3 brownies with 4 people. First of all, in your head, I want you to think about which section of this word problem is being split up. Is it the brownies being split or is it the friends? Because you need to remember, whatever item or number is being divided up into sections, that's the numerator. That's the number that's coming first. The denominator is how many sections you're splitting it into. So that's something that you're going to want to remember. I want you to think right now, what would my fraction be if I now have 3 brownies for 4 friends instead of 1 brownie for 4 friends? when I think about this, I should have discovered that I have 3/4 for each person. Now, there's lots of different ways that you could represent this. One, you could have, this is personally my favorite one, this one at the top right. Personally, right now, I would love for you to pause this video and I would like you to draw this image in your math notebook somewhere. I want you to draw those 3 brownies. I want you to write that 3 divided by 4 equals 3/4, and I'd like you to shade one section out of 4 for each one. I would really, really appreciate if you would pause and do that at this time. Or you can continue to do that while I talk about the image. So the 3 in our 3/4 is shown here by drawing 3 whole brownies and splitting each one up into 4 sections. The shading is showing that, okay, I'm going to shade one of each of these to show 3/4. Each person would get 3/4 of a section. Now, this one at the bottom with the colors on it, I also really like because you are able to see the 4 people. So for instance, I have my 3 brownies, great. And now each color is represented as a person. So let's say I'm the blue person. When I look at the blue, I see a 1/2 and a 1/4. This would be 3/4 for the blue person. I see 3/4 for the yellow person. I see 3/4 for the pink. And I see 3/4 for the green. So I will say the one in the bottom here does a better job of showing each person getting 3/4. This one I just think is easier to follow as far as drawing 3 brownies and splitting it up into 4 sections. That's kind of the understanding that I want you to come to when it comes to this. Here is going to be a question that I'm going to have you work on alone. And then you'll be able to kind of put it away and work on math rotations after this. But let's say, for instance, I have 2 pizzas that I want to share, can't spell want, with 5 people. How much pizza will each person receive? So first of all, I want you to pause this video and think, okay, first of all, what's being split up here? Is it the people or the pizza? And then that should tell me what I need to draw. So I want you to pause this video right now and see if you can attempt a drawing at this word problem. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of time to pause and think about how I would draw this and consider maybe some shading here. Hopefully you've gotten a chance to kind of think about how you would do this. I'm going to show you kind of how I would create this because this is going to be pizza 1. Notice I have 1 whole pizza split into 5 sections. I'm going to repeat that because I have 2 of them. So this here is going to show 2 pizzas split between 5 people. Now, the question is what do I shade? Well, if I think about fractions as division, like I did earlier, 2 divided by 5 is going to be 2/5. So that would mean that I should be filling in 2 out of 5 sections for both pizzas to show that the 5 people are going to get 2/5 each. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. I know it's somewhat complicated to kind of understand, but my hope is that you are starting to comprehend fractions as division. If you take nothing else away from today's lesson, I just hope it's that you understand that fractions are a division problem. The fraction bar means a division sign, and that can be shown by representing what is being split up and into how many sections. Okay, thanks guys for participating. Now is going to be a great time for you to start working on those math rotations, although a lot of you are probably done because it's Friday. I've made a list of games that are able to be played on this Friday while I'm gone. I really appreciate you guys getting your stuff done. Have a good time, and I will see you when I get back.